And we are live. It's the 181st episode of the Mina House Podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Stucky.
Why is Garnett in Arizona right now?
Visit my family.
Potting live from Arizona.
That's right.
Another background. That's the best background yet.
I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, listen, I'm over here by the pool. It's the pool area. Pretty nice out here, man. It's beautiful.
Is it a community pool?
Yeah, so they actually have 3 pools in this development, rightfully so, because it's hot as heck out here.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I stepped off the plane at 11:30 in the morning, it was 100 degrees. So
it's about the same over here too.
Yeah.
Listen, I just was talking to the locals about the difference of like home heat and this heat. This heat, you can do it beat you down, but you don't sweat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before I left, oh man, I wanted to take my shirt off. Everything just it's pretty bad being back home with the humidity. But yeah, it's lovely out here. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, we appreciate your dedication.
I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying.
Good. All right. Let's hop into what's in our feed because there's a Sixers game going on right now. And you know how I feel about my Sixers. So we're going to hop right into it. Okay. Today's Kanye West's birthday. Happy birthday, Kanye.
Happy birthday,
Kim Kardashian and Kanye are going through a divorce. It's kind of not as public as I would think. Like there's little things that I read here and there about custody and, you know, stuff like that. But for the most part, I feel like their divorce has kind of been a little low key. I did think, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this was I thought it was the coolest thing that she wished him a happy birthday with a family picture and said, I love you. And I'm like, they're going through a divorce and she is telling him, I love you. Like, I felt like that's something we needed to talk about not being like toxic. You know what I'm saying? And understanding like, okay, this person is not for me. This isn't working out, but I still love you. And I can acknowledge that even though we fighting over who gonna get the kids 3 and 4 days a week. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's actually awesome. It's very big of her to do that. Because like you said, it's a lot of people that can't see that far. They just think about their relationship between, you know, husband and wife and not think about the kids. So even her posting something with the kids, yeah, it's dope. That's how you're supposed to view things. You can disagree wholeheartedly with somebody, but you can still love them at the same time. 2 things can be true. So, you know, for her to set the tone like that and show other people, which is, you know, people like us, that, yeah, you don't have to be a bitter baby mom or anything of that nature.
Be a wife.
And
be a bitter wife.
And
Twitter wants you to know because Black China try to call her a baby mom.
Listen, well, I'm sorry. I apologize. Black China is correct. I mean, the internet is correct. Black China is incorrect. But it is a whole lot easier to love somebody when you got your own money too. She ain't gotta ask him for a damn thing. So I mean, you know, she can stand on her own too, and you know that's just her showing leadership. So congratulations to her for being a person like that, that even if she feels like that, she won't give the people what they want, which is drama and a mess. So pretty good.
Okay, so I guess it's just me.
I knew it was just gonna be
I
you.
knew it was gonna be just
your face. You did. I first of all want to congratulate your restraint because your face throughout, you know, Garnett's whole soliloquy was priceless. Go ahead, Dex.
If this was one of you girls, like I really would be like, that's big that Mina, that Shana did this or whatever with their ex. Kim is doing this because she knows she has to do this. If Kim Kardashian was negative and nasty towards Kanye West, we would drag her to hell, and she knows that. And then it's like he has the mental stuff that's going on that, by the way, she put out there. All this stuff that's happening. Kim, publicly, you would look terrible if you weren't pro-team Kanye. She's doing this not because she wants to, but because for image purposes, she has to do this.
She didn't have to say I love you, though. She had to say happy birthday, but she didn't have to throw in that I love you.
I'm telling you, the I love you part is the part that really sets it up, because it's like, oh, she looks like so good, this, that, and the third. Wait till the custody battle really heats up. Then it's going to look like he's the crazy one, and she's been so nice and so helpful and loving towards him. This is a game that Kris Jenner set it up. Come on.
Yeah,
it all comes back to Kris Jenner.
Both can be true. I think that you can go through a divorce for somebody because people go through divorce for various reasons, right? And obviously the mental thing is real and still have love for them. Obviously, they got 4 kids together too, like still got love for them. But I do kind of agree with Dex just because I don't keep up with the show, but I know on the show this past week, she talked a lot about the divorce. So I do feel like the timing of it could be a normal Kardashian spin. But again, you can love someone and still not be with them. I mean, I love people I ain't with.
Yeah. You know what, and it's funny you brought up the show because I wanted to bring up the fact that, I mean, we don't really know why they divorced, but on the show, she recently just said it was just hard to be with Kanye. Like he moves to a different state every year, she has her own stuff going on and she was like, he deserves someone who can just pick up and go with him wherever he wants to go, be by his side and do whatever he wants. And obviously she has her own stuff going on and her schedule didn't allow for that. She wasn't moving to Wyoming where her business is in LA.
No one's moving to Wyoming.
But Kanye.
Exactly. He's on his own.
If he was dating an Instagram hoe, she would move to Wyoming. She ain't got no other things going on.
But after a week though, she can be like, bruh, like, come on.
Yeah, listen. It's hard to show your ass around a bunch of farmland. It is.
Listen, with the internet, you can show your ass anywhere, okay? She'll find a little bush in Wyoming and drop it down in a thong. They will find a way.
But that's point too. I think, I'm sorry, Garnett. I think the same thing with what you just said, Mina, and I'm thinking about it. That could be contrived too. Like, he deserves someone. He deserves this. That could be a little bit plotted planning too. But go ahead, Garnett. I'm sorry.
So you fall in line with this too, Shana, because y'all not giving her no credit. So like, is it wrong just to do the right thing? Like even if she doesn't feel that way, she did the right thing. Like, what's wrong with that?
I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't think it's real. I'm not gonna give you no credit for doing something that I think.
I just think it's crazy. We live in a world where we question everything. Like, I thought we were going to have a positive conversation about being able to say, I love you to someone that you know is not for you, which is a very mature thing without the toxicity and the drama. I hate you. I hate you. That always comes at the end of the relationship, people forget that you felt love for someone at the end of a relationship and they turn into like the meanest person in life. Like, who are you? I don't even know you anymore. So like, is this where you were when we were together? Was I just seeing the positive and not the negative side of you? But damn, y'all, we can't have no positive conversations.
I think it's because she's a Kardashian is why we question it. If it was, to Dexter's point, if it was just me and you, we'd be like, that's nice. Like, that's real big of her. But we question a lot of their motives, and that might be unfair, but we just question a lot of their motives.
I think she genuinely loves that man and she's put up with a lot of crap. And at the end of the day, she's like, I can't put up with this anymore. I got to go because I can't keep doing this. She got to teach her sister how to do that too. Like how to put up with crap. I don't know if that's going to happen. Did you see Khloe post a picture of her and Tristan? And then Kim and Kanye said, happy birthday, Kanye.
Gotta stop.
Why she had to put Tristan in it to say happy birthday to Kanye?
Girl.
Like, come on.
When is Kim's birthday so we can see Kanye's reaction?
October 13th, and don't ask me how I know that.
Oh.
It is unacceptable that you dislike this woman but know her birthday.
I love Kim Kardashian. Actually, October 13th is Ashanti. I think Kim's is like the 14th or something. Like, it's around that time. You're gonna Google it, I'm sure. While Dex Googles it, let's talk about Jay-Z touching Beyonce's leg. They were minding their business at a Nets game. Jay is showing his wife some love. And I don't know why the media exploded at Jay-Z touching his own wife's leg. Why?
I'm confused. I mean, if I am not Jay-Z and I'm not a man, but if I had Beyonce, I'm touching her legs all day, every day as well. That's what's going on.
That's his wife. He can touch whatever he wants. Exactly. I don't understand why the internet reacted to this. So Kim's birthday is the 21st of October. I think the reason that people are so like hype about Jay-Z touching Beyonce's leg is because like we don't get a lot out of them. And like the last thing that we really got out of Jay-Z and Beyonce was that he allegedly cheated on her.
Like that was like the last like real thing that we got out of them. And then because like they literally had kids. They don't really show us the kids like that.
Not the twins.
We never really get to see the twins like that. They don't talk to us.
Well, look at what y'all did to Blue Ivy. Who said this last week?
Yeah.
Who said that? Remember we were talking about Blue Ivy?
It might have been Dex.
Dex. Look at what y'all did to Blue Ivy. That's why she's showing Rumi and whatever the other ones there.
But I think that like they don't give us too much of anything. So it's like every little bit of thing that Beyonce and Jay-Z give us, like we're excited about it because it's like, oh my God, they did something. Like I think it's excitement more than anything because we never really see them kiss or like touch hands. We don't see them do anything. So even the fact that they walked into a basketball game together, which they've done for decades, it's like, oh my God, the king and queen are making a move.
You know what though? I do think it's an odd thing to do at a basketball game, like rub your leg. I almost feel like that's something we should do before we're, sexy time. Like,
but maybe you do it all the time and we just don't see it.
Well, that's the thing. There was a collage. Literally, this is what he does. Okay. Tina Knowles shared a collage saying, so people started saying Beyonce must have anxiety. And that's why Jay was rubbing her down, which was weird. Tina was like, no, they just love each other. They touch each other. And she shared a collage of all these times that Jay has touched Beyonce's leg in a basketball game. Apparently this happens all the time and we just been missing it.
Well, I'll say this. I feel like the internet got it mixed up, right? I feel like Jay-Z has anxiety. He don't like being around a lot of people. And he's probably rubbing her leg for comfort.
I mean,
I really think that.
It is a little crazy though, because people have overanalyzed this situation and they were like, look at how Beyonce signals for the cameras to get away from her. And like she does this thing and she's like smiling, then she does like this head nod and then the camera goes away. And I'm like, is this real? Like, is this really a thing? And now that we're talking and there's the collage and then people were saying that she may have anxiety. Now I'm starting to think it's a little bit of Kim Kardashian stuff coming around because how are you always rubbing this person's leg at the games? It's to me, it just seems a little like staged.
He's probably doing it the whole game besides clapping for the Brooklyn Nets.
No.
Come on, man.
We'll say, maybe he just rubs her all the time and we're just seeing it.
We don't see them. To your point, Dex, we don't get to see them interact. So he might be rubbing her down all the time and we just never see it.
I mean, look at him. I would rub her too. Jay-Z scored Beyonce.
Y'all really he has Sixers games rubbing him down.
Y'all still let Jay-Z run around and Beyonce too. Nobody said anything about Jay-Z's hair. Like it's okay for him to wear his hair like this, and nobody says anything. Like that is a problem that I do have.
I think Basquiat wore his hair like that. That's why people
are like, you're Jay-Z.
I mean, you're right about that. I will say this though, like they are like the leaders in the face, I guess, of our like culture. Like people really aspire to like really be them, right? So I feel like people just so hyped because they don't know how to rub legs. So you're gonna see a lot of people. You're gonna see a lot of people tonight at the Sixers game rubbing legs. We should turn it right now. Watch, they gonna like Jay-Z did it. Well, because Jay-Z told people take off jerseys. What they do, they threw up button-ups. He said, yo, listen, F all that playing around, go get you a wife. Now everybody on the gram, like, look at my wife, look at
He killed auto-tune too. He said no more auto-tune and T-Pain was never seen again.
True. Great point.
Okay, point. Jay did this during his prime. Does he still have that kind of influence?
Yes, because every time he drops, we listen. Every time he drops.
I don't know if he got that kind of influence anymore.
And if he doesn't the hair out, I don't know that everybody gonna grow their hair out because he growing his hair out.
No, J. Cole did that first.
Yeah,
J. Cole did that first.
The where he's at right now with the very, very distinct kind of reference to it, I don't think everybody gonna jump on that. But there were guys kind of saying it between J. Cole and Jay-Z, like, I ain't getting no haircut because Jay, and then when he was woofing and couldn't get no joints, they was like, never mind, I ain't got Jay-Z money.
Exactly.
I will say it's really nice to see people show affection. I think we live in a world where we see a lot of PDA on social media and not enough in real life. Mm-hmm. I mean, people don't really show affection, I feel like. I mean, some people don't even like to kiss in public. They don't want to hold hands. You know, they don't want to touch or nothing. So I think that's really nice, that aspect of it. Just, you know, being married and showing someone that you care about them physically in public. Yeah. I would like that. Rub me every day. You want to rub my feet too? Here you go, boo.
Put them dogs down, girl. Put them down.
I don't got dogs. I got nice soft feet. I put lush foot cream on my feet so they stay nice and soft. Don't play. All right. This was a little odd. I wanted to have a conversation with you guys. So the Migos said that they made trap music pop. And when they said that, I was like, no. I think it was T.I. But I wanted to have that conversation with you guys. Is there truth to what they're saying?
Now, when you say the word pop, is that like slang pop as in make it cool, or pop as in reach the pop charts?
I think they meant pop charts because trap music been cool, Manny Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think that the Migos are responsible for a large resurgence of it. Like, I think like a lot of the popular rappers from before, like they were still doing stuff, but they didn't have like the buzz like that. And then I think the Migos came out and they have like this large buzz, and they are doing that same music that those people before were doing, and they're killing it on the pop charts. I think maybe currently, yes, I agree with them, but overall, no.
I think that's a good word, resurgence, because I think maybe that's what it was. It wasn't they were the first ones to make it pop.
Right.
Obviously, like you said, as soon as I heard it, I thought of T.I. too. You know, I thought about all the others, but I thought of T.I. really kind of, you know, getting on the charts in terms of trap music. You heard more people from different cultures, you know, kind of talk about it. But maybe from a resurgence kind of standpoint, I feel like that is a good word for what they did, but they didn't make it pop.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're liars. I think why would you say something like that? Like what award do you want? So I can break it down like this. So if we had T.I., Gucci Mane, Jeezy, right? If we're running a relay race, you just got the baton last, bro. Like you were supposed to do it. Like it's nothing that we didn't do anything wrong. We passed it along to you. And yeah, you had the easiest way to the finish line because that wasn't our job. We can't do it for 30 years. We can't be that young all the time. So
they keep trying.
What happened?
I think what does not help your point, because I do agree with you, but I think what does not help your point is that there was no passing of the baton. Like these guys that should have, right? The guys that you would allude to a passing the baton are still trying to run in the same race. Like they're still releasing music and stuff, and it's not going anywhere. So that's why these younger kids look at them like I'm outdoing you. I don't think you can
natural progression though.
I don't think you can erase these people's history, but like Tina Turner is done. Like she sits down, she doesn't do anything anymore. So you could be like, oh, Beyonce's leading that charge, but you can't say somebody's leading the charge if I'm still trying to do the same thing. Like T.I. and all those guys will have to leave for the Migos to really take over.
I think though T.I. walked so the Migos can run. Like,
yeah, but he's still trying to walk though.
Don't do that to T.I. He opened the door. He opened the door that the Migos came and busted through.
You get what I'm saying? Like but he won't stop though. Like he's not like retired. He's not sitting down. He's still in it. So it's hard to be like, you know, like they passed the baton over or whatever. It's kind of like these guys are more popping than you are currently, not overall, but currently these guys are more popping than you are. So like they could probably look at it like I outdid you, because a lot of our people don't know how to sit down. Like when it's over, it's over. And I don't think T.I. and 2 Chainz feel like it's over.
You can't expect them to quit something that they know how to do still at a high level. It's like that's their career. That's what they do. They can do that till they're 60 years old thanks to older people like Jay-Z still dropping music. So it's like, yeah, it's just a natural evolution to what it is. If they were the first people to introduce the music and it goes kabloom, like, okay, you can probably say that. But no, it's history behind what's happening. Like whether it's documented or not, you know who did trap music. So like to just ignore it and be like, no, well, I just did it first. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't create it. You took our style, if you want to put it that way. You used our style to get where it was at. But like Mina said, they had to crawl so they can walk. So it's a.
You know what though?
Look at Dex.
Go ahead, finish. You know what though? Even from the three that you said, Garnett, T.I., Young Jeezy, and Gucci Mane, I always felt like Gucci and even Jeezy were very urban. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Jeezy has really in his prime really fully transitioned, in my opinion,
Mhm.
to the pop charts. I feel like T.I. was the one that made that transition. You know, then he had the song with Justin, and then it was out of here for T.I. But I think he's the first one to successfully, and then, you know, kind of make that transition. And then I even wanted to throw Lil Wayne in there. Like, does Lil Wayne fit in that conversation?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be mad. I don't think he directly fits in it, but I'm not mad at including him. Though I think 2 Chainz is a good person to add into that too.
Oh yeah, 2 Chainz for sure.
Yeah. So I think there were people that kind of started like maneuvering their way onto the pop charts. You know what I'm saying? And then here come the Migos, and now the guys that are coming in after that really, really were like, okay, my song's going number 1. My song on the pop charts. My song's doing this.
And
so
to even go with what you're saying, I mean, just rap within itself. So, you know, speaking about Jeezy, who himself had, you know, big hits like My President is Black. That was a huge hit at the time. You have somebody like Gucci Mane who has Billboard hits. You know, they may have been more urban, but that's just the natural progression. When they got in the game, music has changed. The entire game has just changed. It's like rap itself is pop. So how can you take credit for the people behind you that built rap to what it is, that's able to give you the platform to make it happen? Now, I will say those guys did do a fantastic job of making us dance, you know, making music happen. But nah, man, you gotta, you know, they have to be a little bit more specific with that. And I just think that's a down south beef. I don't know what it is with them. Everybody wants to be the king of the South. And like that, I guess this is their like them putting their stake in the ground, say, hey, listen, give us more respect, because they feel like, you know, they probably feel like they don't get enough respect because of the time and the era that we're in. And we give a lot to Jeezy, we give a lot to T.I., we give a lot to Gucci Mane, and many more people. So I'm pretty sure, you know, it's them just waving a flag saying, hey, look at me, we did something too that, you know, you guys can recognize forever. But get them guys some credit, man.
I think in general, though, this is a very like immature thing that's going on right now. And I blame Kodak Black, because he was the first one to be like, I did this first. I did that first. I came up with Hot Girl Summer first. And I was like, I guess like people weren't giving him his credit. So he kept complaining about all these things that he created. And I feel like it's kind of avalanched into like people saying, well, I did this first and I did that first. And even T-Pain made a joke about it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was like, I was the first person to sing on a record and then rap. Like everybody is like now making fun of and saying, I'm the first to do this. And it's like, even Young Thug, I think he said like, I was the first to wear skinny jeans. And I was like, no, you was definitely the first to wear a skirt, a dress.
Yeah.
But I don't know about skinny jeans.
Did not say skinny.
And then I think Quavo was like, "Oh, I made Air Force Ones hot," and then people were like, "I was the first to make like first rapper to wear Air Force Ones and not like Louis Vuitton," and people were like, "Are you dumb? Sit down!" Like, why are we in this place where everybody's like really thirsty to prove what they did first?
But in a lot of these people's defense, because it takes me back to the whole Jacquees thing when he was like, he's the king of R&B. I think when these comments are happening, though, like us as like mature adults, we look at it like, this is crazy. How do you not know about X, Y, Z? But you got to realize, though, a lot of these people, when Usher and all these people were killing the game and Michael Jackson and stuff like this, a lot of these people were 3 years old. Right. So like, they don't know. They're not going back and looking at the history. They're looking at like right now. Like a lot of these current artists have no idea who. But
as an artist, you should.
Yeah, they don't know who the greats are. And like for us.
Quavo's like in his 30s. He know.
Yeah. He know he was not the first one to make no Air Force.
He tried to say he made it hot like the first rapper. And I was like, what?
Nelly has an entire song about Air Force.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Rasheed Wallace played basketball in them his entire career. You know what I'm saying? Like the high tops. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Rasheed Wallace. Like, nah, and even to go with you say Young Thug, like the audacity of him to say that when the kids from the West Coast was jerking and doing all that stuff. And so what? Tight ass jeans. ASAP
What
Rocky
was
and them
the
came
kids'
out.
names? Do you remember the New Boys?
Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the first out, and people killed them.
I love
Killed them. They had skateboards and skinny jeans. The New Boys.
Tie Me Down was one of my favorites. I love that song. But Ray J's on it too. That's how like throwback that situation is.
Wow, man.
Yo, but it's so interesting. It's like, and some people don't even know like the Twerkulator is from like an old song. Like,
see,
it's those people. So
it's just a shame that the people that's first over the hill, they get all the arrows but none of the credit, because there's guys behind them thinking that, hey, I did it first. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't do it. I said ASAP Rocky and them, as far as like the ASAP mob, they wore skirts straight out the gate. They was wearing tight jean skirts, bringing a bunch of weird shit to the game. That was dope, and they made good music. And then you start to see somebody like Kanye West catch on, and so
Travis
it's like,
Scott.
Right. It's like, nah, like if you want to be real just about certain situations, it's people that introduce things, and yeah, you may have made it bigger because of the artist or the platform that you have, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
And that's exactly it. Made it bigger. I think that's what we're kind of like kicking around. Like the Migos made it bigger. Like certain people made it bigger, made it more mainstream, but someone else was the one that did it. You know, like it's funny when Travis Scott came out, they were talking about like how innovative and different he was. And I was like, he's like ASAP Rocky .2. Like, what
I
do you
used to think they
mean?
were the same person at times.
Right. So it's like, you know, people borrow from each other and that's cool, but like don't borrow and then be like, I did this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but one thing, Garnett, you said that I don't agree with at all. I do not want them to be rapping into their 60s. And you were talking about T.I. Because to Dexter's point, at one point you gotta say, okay, my race is run. Yeah. I'm gonna go take a seat in the stand. So please, I'm sorry. I just wanted to circle back. Not at 60.
That's good.
Gucci, not at 60.
To play devil's advocate in the days of streaming, like, why wouldn't you put something out and see what sticks?
Well,
what you said?
I said go right for somebody at 60.
Yeah, because like you could definitely do it, but like if you think about what these people talk about right now, would you really want a 60-year-old man talking about hitting the club and hitting the bottles and the bottle girls and Instagram? Like, I don't want you at 60 to be talking about this.
That's inspirational, man. I want to be 60 doing all of those things. I'm not trying to stay in the house. At 6 years old,
you'd be surprised though. Good writers can put themselves in any mind frame. Like, I'll never forget when I was interviewing Rico Love and he told me he wrote the City Girls, do it, baby, lick it, baby, stick it, baby. He wrote that.
Oh, wow.
Like, a man wrote that. And I was like, what? Like, you wrote, hop up on this and get, like, you wrote that? So it's like, I think real creatives and real artists can literally put themselves in any mind frame and write the song, you know?
Yeah.
So, but we don't want you doing it at 60. Invest. All right.
I better tell Jay-Z that too, because he approaching. You better stop Jay-Z.
That's your boy. You try to tell me he's still influential, but
Jay-Z talks about art and stuff like that now. So like
he does talk about different stuff.
You know.
Yeah, but he do it over trap beats too. Like he know how to stay relevant.
We just said change your content. We didn't say you got to change what we want to hear.
So how about this? If the rapper is rapping about things that are relevant to their life, does it make it acceptable for them to keep going? I mean, Jay's not rapping about selling drugs. He's rapping about things that 50-year-old men rap about.
Yeah, but some of these mindsets are not going to change by the time these guys are 60. When T.I. is 60 years old, what's on his mind right now is still going to be on his mind, and I don't want to hear
it. Yeah, and I got the same kind of guns like T.I.
Pretty much, if you live in Atlanta or from Atlanta, I want you to retire at 45 years old. I don't want to hear nothing.
Not 45. Not giving me my actual age cut off.
Yo, you're the worst. All right, let's get into our topic because I cannot believe the things that I am seeing. Okay, we have the government of the United States giving out scholarship money sweepstakes money for people to take the vaccine. I've seen different states offering beer, companies offering donuts. I've seen articles about people not returning to work and quitting because they cannot work remotely. I have people saying, if I can't work from home, I'm not working. There's employers begging their employees to stay with them or begging people to work with them. I'm like, are we in the twilight zone? So I was started to think, is the pandemic making us lazy? The government is handing out money left and right. They're giving you money to take a vaccine. People don't want to take the vaccine for their health. They need incentives to take the vaccine. People don't want to go back to work because they've been sitting at home. Are we lazy because of the pandemic?
We've been lazy. What are you talking about? Listen, we've been lazy. We've been overweight. We've been all of these things to the rest of the world. We just so consumed in who we are. That's all. But as far as the vaccine, it's just like once they had barbershops being able to, like, if I can get a shape up and a shot, I'm good. Out of here. It's like Biden shouldn't be teaming up with my barber at all. I know my barber don't care about health, so I'm not getting no damn shot from him at all. But we definitely are a little bit lazy. I mean, we was quarantined, we were shut down, we picked up some bad habits. Yes, they doing some weird stuff with money, like giving it away. We have no clue what the heck is really happening. So yeah, we did get a little lazy, but it's nothing different than what we all were. I'm not gonna say we all, but just what the country as a whole kind of just was already. So like, just giving them money, it's like, no, it's just more people accepting it now. But yeah, we've been lazy. We've been all of that already.
Now, I can just go from personal experience. I think like at the beginning of the quarantine, I was extremely lazy. I gained weight and like I had like no drive to do anything, no motivation to do anything. And I was extremely lazy. Now, like fast forward, and I think the pandemic has made me and so many other people in this country smarter. People who are saying, I don't want to physically go back into the office, they're not lazy, they're smart. Because you realize in a year of working from home, everything that I've been able to do in the last couple months when I was in the office, I can do it from the comfort of my own home. And when I go on my lunch break, I could run to the grocery store and run errands and have my dinner done before 4:30. I can eat at a decent time now. A lot of people try to, be like, oh, I don't want to eat after 8 o'clock. 9 times out of 10, if you're in the office, you're getting home at 8 o'clock and still got work to do. But I'm home and I could do things in my own pace and in my own time and spend time with my family, walk the dog and cook my dinner. And then I could even work a side hustle and make more money. People, in my opinion, are smarter now. And then when it comes to this vaccination stuff, I think that people are like, well, look, y'all are desperate for me to get a vaccination. You're begging me to get a vaccination. So I'm going to hold out. I'm going to wait until y'all want to give me Major League Baseball tickets or something like that. And then I'll go get the shot because y'all want me to get it. So what are you going to do for me? Usually when it's us, it's kind of like, I think lazy would be like, hey guys, we're offering a vaccination and we just run out and go take it. Safe, obviously, but also that's lazy to me. Smart is like, oh, they offering money or they offering this, that, and the third. I'll go get it now.
Yeah, I think the vaccination part is a little different.
Especially because you know that they're going to force you to get it eventually anyway. So why don't you get some bang for your buck?
And the reason why I said lazy was because we have to wait for it to be served on a platter to us or given to us, or we'll drive you to the vaccination. Uber will give you a free ride. Like that's what I meant by lazy. Like almost like it's being given to us with money, with incentives. Like it wasn't like, let me figure out how to go get it. Let me drive there. I don't need no money. I'm doing this for my health. I've just noticed a shift in thinking even in this pandemic.
I think that part is lazy, like the Uber to the vaccination. But if you think about it, to Garnett's point, they had to give free Ubers to have people go vote. So this is like technically nothing new where we have to be kind of baby to do something. But the vaccination, I feel a little bit different about it because so many people were iffy. So I feel like they felt like we got to incentivize it. But in terms of like, especially the job thing, and because it gave people so much money, of course, just trying to keep the economy running and going. But the fact that people now do not want to go back to work because they feel like I can make more money off of unemployment or I can just make money, period, sitting home. And to Dexter's point, I'm probably going to illegally do a side hustle while making the unemployment that you're not going to find out about. That's the part that I think is really lazy. Like I go into these stores and this is how you know I'm such a big girl at heart and now in body almost, and going to Wawa, and Wawa is offering like a $500 incentive and free hoagies while you're working and free discounts just to get people to work again.
Hello.
People do not want to work. They rather stay home and get the PUA money and
Or
just
the PPP money.
And the PPP money, let's just say one thing about that. Like, people are lazy and they think they're smart. The whole thing with the PPP money, y'all should realize when they just giving you the money that there's a problem. So all y'all out here getting this PPP money going to Dr. Miami. And the thing is, if you ain't got nobody on payroll, you have to pay it back within a year. So for y'all that's being really lazy,
first.
you can think that I'm gonna just live off this PPP money. You about to have another thing coming to you when they come to collect on that. Now, again, for the small business EDI loan and stuff, that was different. But I do think it hurt, but in a way to help the economy, and they made it so easy for people to collect that pandemic assistance, unemployment. And now it's hurting because I see everywhere people like basically begging people to come work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're making more money on unemployment, go back to the word that Dex used, which was smart. Why are you going to work? If the goal is actually the money, right, in order to provide for your family, but you're making more at home, and if you have kids, your kids is at home too. Why are you going back to work?
And also, Garnett, to like what you're saying and to what Shana was saying too, you're saying to me like, you guys should be going back to work, come back to work, this, that, and the third. We'll offer you this, and this. But you didn't offer me this when you first asked me to come back in. Now you're offering it. So out of nowhere, same way with the government and the stimulus check. You guys could have gave us a stimulus check last year and the year before in December to help us buy Christmas gifts, but you didn't. So but you chose to come up with this money out of nowhere. This money came out of nowhere. You can give it to us now. I'm gonna just wait for you to give me some more.
I don't know, man. I've noticed a shift in thinking and just from reading these different articles. I'm like, where are these people getting money? OnlyFans, the internet? Like, did everybody start their own business? I don't like. Why? Like,
yes, everybody started their own business.
But you would think, I thought like when the economy started to pick up and things started to open up, I think like we would slowly go back to like this place, like even, prior to the pandemic where we were surging, I mean, jobs are surging and people are going back to work and trying to make more money. And I thought it was going to be like a bounce back effect, but I'm not seeing like an immediate bounce back. I'm seeing like a very slow, like, nah, I'm not gonna do that right now.
Well, they did open back up during the summer, Mina, too. So you got them other people like, I'm gonna wait till the fall. Yeah, I'm taking back.
And also the job,
up. I'm gonna enjoy my hot girl summer, and then I might go back on to work.
Yeah, the jobs are surging. We're just not getting on the clock. We'll be back.
But you know what's crazy? I was reading this one article where they did like a poll of like all the reasons why people don't want to go back to work. And number one was not Corona. Corona was like down at like number 8. Number 1 was, I don't want to commute to work. I'm like,
listen,
you were commuting to work before. Like,
a year ago. A lot changes in a year.
Listen, as a new commuter to work, I have a new position, and I was working from home before the pandemic. I will say I can see why people complain. And I only commute a little bit, but the drive, I don't know how people was doing it every day. And I only got to do it certain days a week, so I really can't complain. But I don't know how people was doing it every day, so I can see why they complaining about that.
Then they had to have time to be with my pet. I had time to be with my pet higher. The people voted more for that than they did for I'm concerned about Corona. It was all the way at the bottom.
Because Corona, at this point, if you're still running around telling people that you're concerned about COVID, like you're lying, because I can look at your Instagram and I can tell that that's not true. So you got to come up with something else. And you can stay, commute, bring the animals, bring the kids into it. But realistically, anybody who's telling you they're still concerned about Corona, let me see your Instagram page, and I'll go through and I'll let you know if I think you're concerned.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm still concerned about Corona because Plies posted today, if she's still wearing a mask, that's the P you want. Because 9 out of 10, her credit good, and she got something to live for.
Well, I'm still put the mask on.
I still wear my mask.
I still wear the mask.
I almost wanted to go like, that's me. And I'm like, let me not do that.
Listen, I'm gonna put y'all up on game. Listen, you don't have to go in any stores out here with a mask.
Are you wearing a mask?
The free world. I got one on me, but I'm good. I'm straight.
You
No,
He wasn't wearing a mask when people were dying. He's not gonna wear one now.
in the stores, yes, I was.
Whatever,
Because it
Garnett,
was
COVID spray,
required.
Briscoe.
But out here, it's not required. Here you go. Y'all just want to shame me all the time.
I be curious all the time. I really, when I see certain things, like with my local grocery store, they're like, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. I'm like, I'm definitely wearing a mask. I lied to you now. I always think, I wonder what Garnett would do.
What would Garnett do? I'm gonna make it like that. I like that, Dex.
Yo, because you was the poster child for I'm kissing baby. Remember you say you was kissing babies?
No, we did like our
We
first
saw him
time.
kiss somebody the first week we did
somebody
it.
in the background.
Yes.
I mean, listen. If
I remember that in my face. I was like,
listen, if your incentive, if your only incentive is to let me know that I can go to a barber shop to get a vaccine, it's like I'm not. Come
I'm
on,
not getting off that barbershop one.
yeah, because that's ridiculous. It's like what I know my barber. Dex knows his barber.
you know he had an STD. He don't care about his health.
And he don't care about
He
mine
don't
either.
protect himself from nothing.
Come on, he's not. He can't do anything. Like, come on. I'm not.
I'm with you there.
I love my barbershop too. I love my barber, but that's not what they do. Like, don't give them the power to do that. Don't.
I knew it was bad when they say you can get your COVID shot at Walmart. Like, I don't even want to get bread from Walmart. Y'all talking about a COVID shot?
Wait a minute. Don't shame Walmart because I'm the
about to have to
Walmart
go to
queen.
Walmart.
Ooh, child. I thought that was so funny. None of y'all thought that was that funny. I thought my joke was funny. Forget y'all.
What'd you say?
Hey,
I missed it. What'd you say?
I said his barber don't even care about getting STDs.
Oh, no.
He's not protecting himself from nothing. He's not gonna protect himself from the virus.
You don't. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
All right. So what's the consensus? Because I'm confused. I think the pandemic has made us lazier. What's the vote?
Yeah.
Smarter?
I'm gonna go with Dex and use the word smarter.
I'm gonna say lazier.
So 2 for lazy, 2 for smart. So we smart and lazy. That sounds like an oxymoron.
Well, listen, I would say this too. So Bill Gates actually said this about the people that he would want to hire. He said it, quote unquote, he likes hiring lazy people because they always figure out better ways or easier ways to get things done.
He ain't got the right lazy person yet.
I was gonna say, are you the ones that Melinda said he was having secret meetings with? Them type of lazy people? Because I'm not taking nothing from Bill right now.
Because I do think there's a difference between the people like myself who like actually work their job and stuff like that from home, but then there are other people who are legit, they are lazy because they got the loan money and all that kind of stuff like that, and they will not get on nobody's clock. Like, I think there's a difference between the two.
I don't think figuring out a more efficient way to do something is considered laziness. There's another word, resourceful. Mm-hmm. I think there's a difference between being resourceful and being lazy. Lazy is you don't want to do nothing. Resourceful is I'm gonna get this done, but I'm gonna figure out how to do it better or how to do it quicker. I would much rather a resourceful person than a lazy person.
Yeah.
It can stem from that. So, like, let's say the remote in the house, right? Maybe you don't even feel like getting up and get the remote. What you may do is download the app on your phone to change your TV. That's a little lazy. You won't even get up to get the remote, but it is innovative. It's dope. It's nice. Now it's lazy. Something there. So
Shana was like, no, that's lazy.
No, that is lazy. Because I got an app on my phone and I can't even imagine going through all those steps just to change the channel and not getting that remote. That's lazy.
But that's how an app would be created for something like that. Because I don't feel like doing that. That take too much work.
That's convenience.
Yes.
It's lazy a little bit though.
It stems from laziness. I don't want to get up. Yeah, I guess.
Convenience / laziness is, hey, can you come here?
That's a fact too. That and the remote be right next to him. Have this remote for me.
All right, y'all. My basketball game's not over yet. We in the thick of it.
They're doing well though.
Yeah. Well, we were tied going into the half, and now it's 70-63.
Yes, Sixers would be fine. It was one game.
Right.
Well, really,
I'm gonna lose at home again.
I think it was more so because I tweeted about the Sixers. I was excited because Triple H, the wrestler, was at the game. He rang the bell. And I got excited about it and I tweeted about it. And the last time I really rooted for the Sixers was like the 2001 when they went against the Lakers. As soon as I put on that shirt and started rooting for them and I was so excited about it, they started losing. It's my fault. And I won't tweet about the Sixers again. Good luck. I want them to win. So
don't watch the game. I'm sorry I even showed you the screen.
That's why too, though. I mean, they gotta watch who ring the bell. When these celebrities ring the bell, seem like they never win. Let Pat Croce ring that bell every game.
So what? When Meek Mill won it, they lost?
Lost that game. Yep, they lost. Fresh off the plane, the helicopter. They end up losing that game versus Miami. That game they lost. They won the series, but they lost that game.
He just did it recently too. I think they did win the recent one that he did, which was like a week.
They gotta stop. They gotta stop. They gotta keep him.
Who wants to ring the bell besides Pat Croce? Only Pat Croce?
That's it. Who else? Iverson, Pat Croce. That's it. Get people from the old winning team that went to the finals. Get some of that good luck back. And stop playing with everything else. Bring George.
No, wait a minute, sir.
The last championship team, so that you would get everybody on the last championship team by your theory.
No, sir. The Nets got Jay-Z and Beyonce, and we got Pat Croce. No, sir.
No, I love that.
No, sir.
Pat Croce,
that was funny.
No shade to Pat Croce. He's a legend. Thank you. We appreciate everything you've done for the city, but the Nets got Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, we need star power. We need Will Smith. We need Patti LaBelle. We need Jasmine Sullivan.
Now you see what she just did? She just pulled the Migos on you. I don't want the old stuff no more. She wants the new people to make it pop. See? That's where they were coming from.
It's Patti LaBelle.
It's about winning, not the bells. It's about winning. Let's get some of that old magic back in this building, man.
We need Patti LaBelle to come with some pies and ring the bell. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching and listening. It's the 181st episode of the Mina's House Podcast. Woo! I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.